you've been thinking about for a little while now. It didn't go your way. You were 1 minute away, potentially, from winning that comeback fight, and it just didn't quite go your way for you. What are the overriding emotions now you know that you've laid your hat down in the octagon and walked away from that cage for the final time?
It just shows, basically, I made the right decision before going into this fight. I was winning the fight for 14 minutes, and then I got a head kick where, to be honest, the younger me would have chewed that up and just carried on going, but, so it's definitely the right decision. Obviously, it's not the fairy tale ending that myself and probably everybody else had wanted. I think everyone in there was rooting for me to win, apart from Marlon and his corner, so, but I'm happy for him, he gets to feed his kids, and yeah.
Talk to us about the walkout, because it's a little bit special. Your walkout is always special to the British fans, but we could see on the screens back here that you were trying to take it in, but also it looked like emotion was just getting the better of you as you made it to the cage there.
Yeah, this whole week has been just crazy emotion, like whatever I had throughout my career, tenfold. It's been really the support I've got from the press, the fans, the staff. It's just been mind blowing, and I'm forever grateful for this sport and the UFC to give me a platform to, well, I was saying when I first started fighting, I fought in Portsmouth Pier for I didn't even get paid. I got a free table for my friends to watch me fight. I never thought in a million years this sport would be where it is today. Well, actually, I did. I knew the sport would be great, but I didn't think in my career or even my lifetime that we'd be where we are today with this sport. It's been amazing, and it's been an absolute roller coaster. For me and my fans. It's not easy being a Pickett supporter, I tell you.
And as you walk away from the sport from a competition standpoint, what will be the abiding memories that you take? And when you bring up your young family and you start to tell tales of when Dad used to step in the octagon and fight, what will be those standout moments that you look back on with particular pride?
Well, just the way I fight, like I did tonight. I go out on my shield. I could have played it really safe in that third round. I knew I won the first 2 rounds. I could have just tried to get a takedown and lay on top of him, but like I always do, I live by the sword, die by the sword, and yeah, I did do that for the fans, and not anymore, but but yeah.
Pickett, just talk a little bit. You said how emotional the run-up to this fight was for you. You shared your time at ATT with some of the new wave of British fighters. Just talk about, what that experience was like, and how emotional was it for you to say goodbye to the guys at ATT?
It's emotional for me to say goodbye to just the sport in general. Like I say, I love this sport. It's helped me provide for my family for many years. But I've left the sport in a really, really good spot. You just saw tonight some great young talent, Arnold Allen, and Mark Diakese, 2 studs, and Jimmy Manoa tonight, headlining. And when the UK MMA scene is in a great place, and if I've been some sort of part of it throughout my career, I'm happy,
And what will you do now in your retired life? Do you want to stay part of the sport in some way?
This sport's my life. I'd love to stay in part with this sport, into what degree. One of my passions is to open my own gym in South London and pass my knowledge on to the young, inspiring athletes. And also, I love this company, so I don't know, I'll maybe speak to the right people and see if there's somewhere. I just love this sport. Sport's my life, and I would definitely not leave this sport. So, I take a little bit of time to reflect I run my own fight promotion as well, because I think I owe it to myself and the sport in general to feed back. So I have my own show called Rise of Champions. I'll concentrate a bit more on that now, which I've had to put on a bit of hold because I've been in back-to-back fights. So now I have a lot more time on my hands, So I do that. I run a podcast as well called the One Punch Podcast with Brian Lacey. And yeah, I do other things. I coach a thing called Winter Warrior, which left the finale tomorrow, so I'm going to go to that. Yeah, so I've got a lot of things going on, keeping myself busy, but literally everything's to do with this sport.
Any regrets?
Zero regrets. I'm not one of those. I always look forward. You know, I don't dwell on the past. You know, woulda, shoulda, coulda. You know, I've done everything I could in my career to try and be #1 in the world, and that was my decision going into tonight. The reason I decided to hang up my gloves, even if I had won tonight, I would have hang it up anyway. It's because I've gone as far as I can with the sport, and I'm not here just to make up the numbers. You know, and I can see myself going down in rankings. So then I was like, oh, it's time for me to go, you know. And yeah, and like you saw tonight, I was winning the fight and ended up losing. So it's definitely the right decision. Thank you.
Brad, I know you've mentioned about starting up a Great British Top Team. The affiliation there with American Top Team means a lot to you. But if the UFC said, look, we'd like you to stick around, we'd like you to play an active role in developing the sport in Europe, would that be something you'd be interested in?
Of course, at the moment, technically I'm jobless, you know, so yeah. So I'm ready to listen to any offers on the table. And like I say, we'd definitely be involved within this sport. I love this sport, and I owe a lot to this sport, I keep saying. And yeah, so like, yeah, I'm going to take a bit of time to chill out. My family's been amazing. My wife, Sarah, my son, Buddy, you know.
So what was going through your mind, you know, when you were making your way to the cage? Like they said before, you did look very emotional. You know, is it something in the future that you hope you will come back and become a fight analyst?
Sorry, could you start again?
So I was just saying, like obviously Andreas was saying before, so you would definitely think about becoming a future fight analyst and working with the UFC?
I mean, I'm saying the UFC has been the best organisation in the world by far, in the best sport in the world by far. You know, like I played many sports growing up, and for me, this is the best sport. If you want to challenge yourself, you know, this is the best sport to do. You know, I've been in team sports, and you could be the best player on the pitch and lose a game. You could be the worst player and win a game. This one is all down to you. And yes, the biggest challenge, and I always loved the challenge, you know. And like I said, the UFC, Zuffa going from Reed Harris in the WEC with Sean Shelby going into the UFC with Dana White and the fatigue, you know, they've been amazing to work with, and everyone. I mean, I get on with everyone. The press, you know, the backstage staff in the UFC it's always been great. You know, I love everyone. You know, so yeah.
And looking back on your career, what has been your favourite moment?
There's a few things, as in like when I started traveling the world, fighting. You know, I thought there's some cool things. I remember fighting on the beach in Bodog, you know, in Costa Rica. That was great. You know, I mean, as soon as I started traveling, I wanted to fight in Vegas, being the fight capital of the world, and Zuffa gave me that chance, signed me to the WC, and I made my debut there. And I won by a Peruvian necktie. That was a special moment for me. And then I guess my other Zuffa moment would be knocking out Yves Dubon, you know, with a name like One Punch. You know, you got to live up to it, and I did that night with a great uppercut in front of my not my hometown fans, but my home country fans in Nottingham. Thank you.
So, Brad, and you talk about giving back to the new generation. If you look back in your career, what is like, if you have to pick, what is the one piece of advice that you should give like new up-and-coming fighters?
Yeah, I mean, it's changed. Isn't it? Like I said, when I first started, it wasn't a legitimate career path for young athletes. It was literally just having a few fights, and you may pick up a bit of money here and there. But now, if you take this sport seriously at a young age, where great athletes used to be, if he was good in this country, you go play football, you go play rugby. But now there's a legitimate career path for you with the UFC to go on and earn life-changing money and support your family. You know, so yeah, and the sport just scientifically has grown. So I've seen the sport grow so much. You know, it wasn't a sport when I started. It's a sport now. You know, so yeah, young athletes. You know, all I say is take the sport very seriously, and it will serve you well.
Brad, you were up 2 rounds on 2 of the judges' scorecards, but it did seem like in the third you pressed. You pressed forward. It didn't pay off, but I wonder, in hindsight, do you wish you would have maybe played it a little differently, or is it almost like a source of pride that, even being up 2 rounds to none, you pushed?
It's me. It's my fighting style. I live by the sword, die by the sword, and I say I fight for the fans. So I could have just maybe. I didn't have trouble taking him down when I wanted for a takedown. I could have just took him down and laid on him and make it boring. But that for me, I wanted to be in a typical Brad Pickett fight, and a typical Brad Pickett fight would have been me get up from that and carry on fighting. But unfortunately, obviously, my age didn't let me get up as quick as I could. I wish I said to the referee before the fight, let me go stiff. And I felt I was okay a little bit, but obviously I have to look at it back. I love ground warming, so I know he's got a job to do, and I got a loving son, so I want to make sure I can still speak to him.
Very nice. And I wonder, you've gotten a lot of praise this week for how you handled yourself and, announcing your retirement, getting to do it at home, just the way you handled the whole process. But you had a chance a year ago to walk out on a win. I wonder, is there any lesson you take out of that? I mean, is there a difference at the end of the day whether you walk out on a win or a loss?
I think the outcome of tonight didn't really matter. I made my decision before. It would have been a great fairy tale ending for me to walk out on a win, but you can tell that this is real life. It's not fairy tales, so you have to be really smart when you're going in. I think last year when I fought and I always say I was in the sport just to make up numbers, and back then, if I'd have lost, I would have retired. But you saw the relief in my face when I won. I'm like, holy crap! I can stay in the sport now and stay on this roller coaster. But tonight, like I say, win, lose, draw, whatever, I was content. I was ready. I'm done. I made my mind up, and I was really comfortable with my decision. So unfortunately, it didn't go my way tonight. But every cloud has a silver lining. I'm too nice, I think. I was thinking, I'm happy for him, because I know he's got a daughter, wasn't very well, and stuff like that. So at least he gets a bit more money to feed his daughter. I'm just too nice thinking about other people, but I'm happy for him. Thank you, guys.